Culture Lab. How can I help you? And back joining us in the studio for Sports Culture Lab is the birthday boy, Ki Kim. Happy birthday, old man.
Thank you. You know, since I turned 40, I swore that I'm not going to do any more of this sort of, dress up.
You have to. It's part of our show.
Yeah,
Everybody does it.
I saw Eugene doing it a couple of weeks ago when it was her birthday. She did suit her.
Brooke did it.
Brooke, sure.
I was the first one to do it.
Well, you're the DJ.
But you know what? You know who you have to blame for this.
What?
You know who you have to blame? She's probably listening outside. Teddy P-님. It was my birthday last year, and then she goes, someone left this.
Yeah.
I want you guys to take this and use it for your birthdays, and we've been using it for every single birthday, thanks to our Teddy P-님.
So she's listening out there.
She's listening. Yeah. So thank you.
She says it's gross that you spent almost 3 decades here. I mean, because I started when I was a teenager, like 19, and now I'm 41.
Is it 2 decades, no? 2 decades?
So 2 decades. Yeah, well, I mean, technically, so I passed early 2000, 2010s, and over the
20 years.
20 years, 22
He's really aging himself right now by saying 3 decades. but happy birthday! I have a request. I know, man, this is a terrible thing. It's your birthday.
Sure.
But Boo-young.
Yeah.
I told her that you were a really, really good singer.
I was listening to the...
Yeah, right. And then I told her also that you came out on Hidden Singer with this. Because we're talking about Sung Si-kyung.
Yeah, because she recently released a new single I just heard.
Right. And so she didn't... Well, she what is it? I told her that you came out... Can we get a little bit of Sung Si-kyung? With the face? With the face, the Sung Si-kyung face?
Where's glass? I need the glasses.
A little bit?
Give me your glasses.
This is... No, this is not the Sung Si-kyung glasses.
잊고 내가 한눈에 너를 알아봤을 때 모든 건 분명 달라지고 있었어 이 세상은 널 알기 전과 후로 나뉘어.
It sounds like Ki Kim.
Yeah, haven't been practicing Sung Si-kyung tone for a long time.
Can I try it too? Can I try it too? Can I get the echo too? This is my Sung Si-kyung. 마지막. Where's my echo? Where's my echo? Give me my echo, please. 마지막 그대마저 접어둘게요.
마지막 기대마저 접어둘게요. 마음 편히 갈 수 있게 내가 비켜줄게요.
모자란 나 부족한 사람 채워줄 수 있는 사람 만나서 날 잊고서.
Who can you mimic or like?
Who could I mimic?
Yeah.
Trump.
Not now. Not now.
Singer?
Yeah.
Kim Dong-yu, I think.
Kim Dong-yu.
I think so.
Oh.
I think I could do a little bit of Kim Dong-yu. I need practice. Maybe next time I'll do it.
All right.
Anyways, we're gonna talk football.
You chose to watch NBA.
Of course I did.
Next week is a World Cup, and we had a national friendly match
against
at the same time.
Against Honduras. They're ranked
El Salvador.
100th. Oh, El Salvador, sorry. I didn't even know who was playing. Ranked 100th. El Salvador.
We were talking right before we came in, but I was supposed to support Knicks, of course, because I'm from that region, Connecticut, right?
Okay.
And then I love New York Knicks.
They practice
I
in
love
Connecticut.
Allen Houston. I love Patrick Ewing, all those old boys. But Victor Wembanyama is my new idol.
Oh my goodness, what a bandwagon. What a typical Golden State fan would say. So you didn't watch the Knicks play?
I had 3 screens.
Oh, you did that.
So the main screens, I was watching the election because I had to work. And on my iPad, I had a Korean World Cup team. And on my phone, I had an NBA game.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. So you did watch the match. I didn't get to watch the football match. I mean, I was too into the Knicks game.
But it was intense considering it's a friendly match, though.
It was 1-0, right?
Yeah, 1-0. In the second half of the game, Lee Dong-kyung, we got a free kick.
Yeah, it was a good free kick.
Yeah, it was a good free kick. I mean, he was really it was almost maybe reminisce the Son Heung-min, because when Son Heung-min is really good left kicker, by the way. So when he actually around the penalty, around the corner, the right side corner, he kicked and then it just went in.
Good left footer. Yeah. But since we're gonna talk about the World Cup, let's talk about the history first, right? Because we gotta go back here. When did Korea make its first World Cup debut?
So we're going to show you a picture. That was from 1954, Switzerland, the FIFA World Cup. And despite the circumstances right after following the Korean War, because remember, Korean War ended in 1953.
Right.
So it's a year after the Civil War, and then we're seeing this Korean team on the left side, and the opponents on the right side, I believe that was Hungary. And they're playing against each other in Switzerland.
You know what's really confusing? Can I get like a zoom in here, because both teams seem to be wearing black.
No, it's one on the left. One on the left. You see on the very left. He's not a referee. He's a player.
No, he's a player.
Yeah.
But he must be like a goalkeeper or something, because
that was goalkeeper. That was goalkeeper. So if you look at the second picture, I'm going to show you right there. That's Korea's Asian qualifier. So Korea against Japan.
Oh my goodness!
But you see how muddy it is. That's how bad it was. But then the president back then was Lee Seung-man, right? Our very first president of Republic of Korea. And to get to the World Cup, we had to beat Japan. And the president was threatening the national player, if you lose against Japan, I'm going to throw you guys into the waters of the East Sea. That's what he said.
Okay, that's
off the record.
But did they win?
They won. That's how they got to the World Cup.
Very nice. And then their uniforms, too, very simple. It's not like what we see these days. It's basically like a polo shirt with a flag on the chest.
Well, I'm going to tell you the reason why, because infrastructure and everything back then was horrible, right? So, okay, what's the longest flight you have ever taken?
Longest flight is
States?
14 hours.
14 hours, right?
Yeah.
So, well, for me, I think it was a honeymoon. It took me like 18 hours. To get to it. Like, because we have to go inside in the middle of the Maldives or something.
Yeah.
But so the team back then, they had U.S. military aircraft shipping them into Tokyo first. And then from Tokyo, then there's civilian flights. And then they traveled to Bangkok, India, Pakistan, Egypt, and Italy, and they finally arrived in Zurich, Switzerland, which took them 65 hours.
Jeez.
A day before the match.
Day before?
The day before the match. And they are given only one uniform. And if you take a look at this picture, you're going to see how horrible it was. You see there's a piece of cloth in the back that says 4-2.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't afford to print it. So what they did is they were given only one uniform, and then they had to stitch those, bag of cloth and with the numbers and names on it. And yeah, they just had to play that way.
You're talking about, I'm pretty sure a lot of countries did the same way, but this is the first World Cup team
Very
ever.
first World Cup.
1954 Zurich World Cup.
So their first match was against Hungary,
yes.
And their second match was against Turkey. So first match 9-0, second match 7-0.
Wow,
wasn't a bad, exactly. It wasn't a good situation. But then, and then they only had 11 players, meaning they couldn't change the play. No subs.
Are you serious?
So they play whole 90 whatever minutes. Both of the games after 5 hours of flight. So, yeah.
Now, after all that, we are a regular at the World Cup. We have qualified for the World Cup for so long. When was the best? And then let's talk about the best record that we've had.
Well, first thing first, now this time we go to second round, and that makes us 11 consecutive World Cup appearance since 1986.
Okay, that's the Mexico World Cup.
And then and since then, in the same group, we had to play against Argentina, Italy, and Bulgaria. And Argentina was led by Maradona.
That was the year that they won.
So yeah, we have the picture there. Maradona 3-1. So it wasn't too bad. See, like Maradona's Argentina against us, and 3-1 wasn't too bad, right?
Especially because Argentina ends up winning that World Cup.
Yeah, and then that guy right next to him is Park Chang-sun, who actually scored very first World Cup.
That was the first goal.
That was very first
86.
goal. Yeah, 86.
Wow.
And later they had a match against Bulgaria, and then we got tied 1-1.
Wow.
And that's when we first earned the winning points.
The 1 point.
Yeah, 1 point.
You get
for
the 1
being,
point. Drawn.
Yeah.
And then Italy, I'm pretty sure that was not so good.
And another best record, of course, is 2002 World Cup.
Wow.
Yeah, that's, first Asian nation ever to reach the semifinals. We beat Portugal, Italy, Spain, all the great team, and it was unbelievable.
I mean, you have to think at how they got there, right? The first game was Poland. They won 2-0. They drew against USA 1-1, and then Portugal 1-0. And then they played against Italy, where it went to the golden goals with An Jong-han. Ends up winning that. They go play against Spain, 0-0, go to PK. They win on PK. Hong Myung-bo, who's the coach right now, gets the final
shoot.
Right, and then they went playing against Germany, which they lost 1-0, and then they went on to play against Turkey in the fourth match, and
they lost.
It was I think 3-2 or something like that.
2-1 was it?
3-2. There was a last minute goal that came out. And wow, our producer says he remembers the '86 World Cup.
Of course, he could. You were born there.
I wasn't even born yet.
When is your birth?
December.
December.
So I wasn't even born yet.
Oh, I was 1.5.
Well, you right? Oh, he was in high school. That's how he remembers. Okay, very nice. And then of course everyone said, well, 2002 World Cup.
Yeah.
But 2006 World Cup was big because. That was their first win, I believe, outside of Korea. When they beat Togo, I think it was 2-1.
I thought we lost to Togo and they won the next one.
No, they beat...
Was it France?
No, they lost. They drew against France.
Right.
1-1.
And Switzerland.
They lost 2-0 against Switzerland. Yeah. Because I remember I was in Korea at the time. Togo, they won 2-1.
Yeah.
2010 World Cup
was important. Oh, that was annoying. So, there was a first time where Korea advanced to round of 16 for the first time for the World Cup that's being held outside a country.
That's right.
So, it was a meaningful milestone.
It was, but they played against Uruguay in the round of 16. They lost bad. We're going to continue to talk about the history of the World Cup as we go into the World Cup next week. Do you pick songs?
Yeah, 우리의 밤은 당신의 낮보다. The reason being is this is a typical summer song, and then the World Cup always takes place during the summer.
Okay, we could play cool too, but okay, you like New Jeans. We love New Jeans here, right? This is New Jeans with Our Night is More Beautiful Than Your Day. 더 우리의 밤은 당신의 낮보다 아름답다.
가는 거야.
Hey! Stop looking at the clock. We still got more work at the Culture Inc.
Back in the studio for Sports Culture Lab. Polina asks, I don't think you could do your pick of round of 8 teams because there's so many things that needs to go in. But who are your best 4? Let's do best 4 teams.
Best 4 teams?
Best 4 teams you expect to win the World Cup.
Argentina.
Okay.
Germany.
Really? France?
France,
no,
yes.
You have to press France.
France. And who else? Rough. I don't know. I mean, considering that this is taking place in the United States and South America, so I might think about Brazil, but for some reason I don't feel it.
Brazil is not the same Brazil as we used to see.
No, it's very different. I was even thinking about England.
England's gonna find some way to lose. Yeah, they always find a way to lose. That's England.
Peter, are you listening?
Peter, I'm sorry to say, but they're always gonna find out. I don't know. I like France. I like France.
Speaking of which, we always have a Peter tradition. Do you remember he brings in like a bracket, and then he has this. And he makes everyone bet like 10,000 won.
Oh,
and
that's
then randomly pick a country,
right?
And then whoever wins the World Cup wins
all of that.
Yeah, all the money.
I remember that. We got to do that again this year. It's going to be big stuff. Let's talk about some of the more unforgettable matches in Korea's World Cup history. Oh, there's going to be so much.
I mean, your personal.
My favorite.
I have 2 actually.
For me, It was. I remember cheering at Seoul Plaza in New York City in Flushing for the Spain game. And watching the penalty shootout.
2002.
Yeah, 2002.
Same thing in 2002 World Cup. For me, it was the game against Italy.
Oh, that's a good game.
I was like, I was watching it with the Italian club guys.
Okay,
and some of those guys are footballers, some of the guys are American footballers.
Right.
It was huge. And I was 16, I was a small kid. 3 Korean kids, 48 Italian club people. We're watching it early in the morning because it's happening in Korea, right? I think it was like 5 minutes, 10 minutes after An Jong-hwan got the penalty kick.
Missed it.
Everybody was staring. It was so scary, right? And he missed it, and it couldn't yell or anything because the guys were so scary. And later, after we won the game with the golden goal, right? As soon as that happened, I had to run away. I literally had to run away. Some of the guys were playing; they were boxers. I was so scared.
I just want to say I watched it by myself at home, at the safety of my home. But this was a big one, and the big story with this is that An Jong-hwan was playing in Peru. He was playing for Perugia.
In Italian,
Serie A, right?
Italian
and then
league.
they kicked him out.
Yeah. Because of that.
I mean, come on now. How are you going to be that butthurt to kick out a player because they lost because of him?
I don't remember if you watched the news or read the news back then. There was even news about An Jong-hwan being hunted down by mafia, Italian mafia.
Yeah, there was talks about that.
There's rumors. I don't know if it's real or not.
But the other cool thing, we have to see An Jong-hwan. He was famous. His nickname was Terius.
Terius. He was super handsome. He was really good looking.
Looks very different from now, but his perm...
Yeah,
was so famous. Do you know still till this day he gets free pama from the beauty salon? He has a lifetime deal where he could get free pama anytime he wants.
Well, one of the reasons he was called Terios is because when he played in the younger days, he had really, really long hair.
Yeah, he had long straight hair.
Yeah, and that's why. And he's famous for kissing his ring, the wedding ring, whenever he scores.
That's why they call them the Lord of the Ring.
반지의 제왕.
Everyone started doing that. That was like the ceremony that everyone did.
Yeah. Well, another thing I remember, we once beat Brazil once when Brazil came to Korea in early 90s.
That was after the World Cup. Oh,
so it was not a World Cup match.
No, it was a friendly.
It was a friendly match. But Kim Do-hoon, I believe, who is now a coach for Korean league, professional league, he scored. So I think it was a 1-0 or 2-1 or something. We won by 1, and that I remember because I was watching it. Everyone was crazy because back then it was time when Brazil was in prime time. Ronaldo, Ribaudu, like all those guys were playing in that team. So it was like, wow. They just let us win.
I mean, maybe it was like a fluke, but then it felt so good for us.
Yeah,
it felt so good for us. What was it? What was it? Someone mentioned this match too. Nick Archer, who by the way is in Germany, talked about the 2018 FIFA World Cup, the 2-0
because
win.
We won. Cause back then, Germany was a top. One of the favorites, one of the very favorite team that would most likely win that specific World Cup. But then they lost against us, and they couldn't proceed to the next round. So, yeah, that was a.
Oh, it was 2004. It was because it was the 2014 winners. Yeah. That's why, and that was like the big curse that they have.
Yeah,
is whoever the winner is.
Former winner, they wouldn't win the next World Cup.
Yeah, they fall short like really bad, and that was the case with even with the 2002 World Cup because. 98 France won, and 2002 they lost in the preliminary the group stages.
Group stages, yeah.
But with that, thanks to Korea beating Germany 2-0, Mexico went on to the next round. And I don't know if you heard this story. There was a Korean guy who was traveling to Mexico during the World Cup. He said every restaurant he went to in Mexico, free food. Free food.
Seriously?
For Koreans, it was free because they're like, thanks to South Korea, they went on to the next round.
They went to the next round. Yeah.
And no one expected Korea to beat Germany 2-0.
Of course.
They needed the 2-goal difference. But let's also, speaking of which, talk about some of the World Cup heroes.
So if you look at the pictures right now that's shown on the screen, those are what we call 태극전사 or 태극 warriors from 2002. From left to right, Kim Namil, Yoonjae, Hong Myung-bo, who's right away the coach for the national team right now. I forgot the name.
That's oh my goodness.
최철.
Oh my goodness, what is his name?
Chejin-chul, right?
Chejin-chul. He was a defender.
Yeah, he was a great defender. We have Yu Sang-chul, who unfortunately passed away. An Jung-hwan, Song Jong-guk, Seol Gi-han, Lee Young-pyo, Park Ji-sung,
Kim Tae-yeon.
and yeah. So they're like a dream team who actually led Korean national team to semifinal. So that was just amazing. All those people are heroes back then.
You know, the funny story is that they were saying the reason why this team worked out so well was Gus Hiddink, when he came in, they saw that all the seniors were sitting together to eat.
Yeah.
All the juniors were sitting together. And then Gus Hiddink said, what is this?
Yeah, why are you like dividing everything?
Yeah. So everyone mixed in together to eat together. And then Kim Nam-il, who is one of the juniors, tells Hong Myeon-bo, 명보야 밥 먹자. He said, 명보, let's eat. And everyone's like, what?
You know, in acting culture, comedian culture, and sports culture, the seniority is so important in authority, and then they're very authoritative. So, what Gus Hiddink made all the players do is to call each other's name without saying like 선배님 or 형님 or something like that. They were supposed to call like names.
Right. Just keep it very Western.
Yeah.
Right. And so keep that friendliness. And then Kim Nam-il, by the way, he ends up becoming one of the scary seniors later on, by the way. Park Ji-sung obviously became so big after this.
Well, in late 2010 and in 2020, if we were to pick out two most important figures in history of the World Cup, history of the Korean soccer, would be Park Ji-sung and Son Heung-min, who left a legacy and footprints in every game that they played.
You picked a particular game here.
Yeah.
2010 World Cup where he scored against Greece. Do
Greece.
you know about the ceremony that he did? So
that he slid
no,
down?
no, it wasn't that. It was like one of this.
Oh, yeah. It was a dancing.
But you know how he came out with that? So right before the World Cup, he came out in Infinite Challenge.
무한도전.
And then 정현돈.
진상 댄스.
Right. So he said, if you score a goal in the World Cup, can you do that? And he remembered, and he scored the goal against Greece and did the 정현돈's dance. And so I still remember that.
Yeah, so by far, he's just the only person who scored in 3 World Cups, which of course later Son Heung-min came up with it. And Son Heung-min's now this is his 4th World Cup, which is going to be probably his last dance. So we're looking forward to it, how well he's going to do.
That's right. I think Son Heung-min's already implemented himself as one of the, I think he has more caps than everybody right now. And then, of course, you could talk about Cha Bong-gun, you could talk about all the older names out there. We're going to continue to talk about the World Cup with the upcoming World Cup in Korea's history. But first, again, perfect soccer song here. This is NCT 127 with Young-woong Kick It. Back in the studio.
Yes.
We're talking about all the things we used to do when we're watching the World Cup thing. It's like it's so fun.
Where were you in 2006 Togo match?
I was in MB. Club MB.
Club MB in 2006, it was like the place to go.
I was at a club.
Yeah.
After we won, we got a free beers, and then afterwards it was like, Get low, get low, get low. It was like we had so much fun.
I hope the listeners and viewers wouldn't turn the radio off.
No, they're used to this. They're used to this. Speaking of which, we got to talk about the fan culture because Korea's fan culture is famous around the world.
Yeah, we were talking about vuvuzela from the South Africa. That weird flute, right? But we have this 대한민국. So you hear this, then you're one of the team members. You're one of the Red Devils.
That's right.
So during the 2002 World Cup, millions of fans dressed in red gathered at places like Seoul Plaza, Gwanghwamun, which we're going to be seeing on the screen right now. That's right in front of the City Hall.
Guys, that's every fan.
That's every single fan. So that was probably the time when we first starting to open up the Seoul Plaza, City Hall, and then Gwanghwamun Plaza to the public whenever there's a big event like World Cup. That's Gwanghwamun, right in front of 이순신 and 세종대왕, the King Sejongdae, the great statue.
That is insane. This looks like it doesn't even look real. It doesn't even look real.
I'm just wondering. So everybody's dressed in red. I'm just wondering how they're going to do because that's the working hours this year, though.
I think they're going to find a. I don't think they unveiled where they're going to do it yet.
Sangam Stadium, maybe World Cup Stadium.
They're
where it's
definitely.
open.
They always do that. They're definitely going to do World Cup, Sangam World Cup Stadium, and Suwon World Cup Stadium for all the Gyeonggi people.
So this 2002 made everyone surprised in the world because before then, when you talk about Devils for the World Cup, then you think about, I think it was Netherlands, because their team cheer was Devils or Reds or something.
Really?
So no, the Red Devils was taken by someone. The Devils were taken by some other country. It was
Belgium.
Belgium. Okay, right. So it changed everything. And Oh Pearson Korea, we had some World Cup typical cheering song. Oh Pearson Korea,
Cha cha.
oh Pearson Korea,
Cha cha.
and then the buzz.
그대 나의 챔피언 너와 나의 챔피언 우리 함께 외치며 승리하리라 한국.
Great vocal by Min Kyung-hoon.
Yes.
That was unbelievable. And then also what made everybody surprised, especially the foreign correspondents, were that many fans voluntarily cleared up the streets afterward. Well, I'll be honest here. When we started, it was a big mess.
It wasn't good.
Yeah, it was a big mess. Like,
It wasn't good.
People were excited. You know, there was, of course, like safety accidents.
Yeah.
But then these Red Devils organizers, the presidents and everybody gathered together, and then they started this campaign promotion about let's clean up the street after we cheer up for a certain game, and let's not break anything.
Yeah.
Safety is the most important priority. So that made people surprisingly clean.
Yeah, I mean they do a fantastic job in cleaning up the streets and things like that. I've been to a couple of them.
Yeah.
And afterwards we picked up everything.
The people started bringing the plastic bag, the vinyls to put stuff in.
Absolutely. You know, the other thing that we have to talk about, cheering is one thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know, not recently, but I remember starting in 2002, you started getting like these World Cup celebrities.
World Cup girls. 응원녀, we call
Yes.
it. 응원녀, cheerleader girls.
To be honest with you, I would say there's only one.
I would
Because
say two.
Really?
I would say two, but then one kind of disappeared and one is the only one surviving.
Because I feel like she is like the original. She's
Very
the one that
original,
started it.
yeah.
We're talking about Mina, right?
Mina, right? So if you look at the picture on the right is when her pictures started going viral. Well, we didn't have of course, a social media or anything. So we just went viral in the internet and some online blogs or something. And so she became super famous, and then she later became a singer.
Like it was because she was really, really attractive, guys.
Right, in
Like don't
2002.
get us wrong. Like it was because she was very, very attractive.
And then next World Cup, we have this girl, we call her Elf Girl, Elf녀, because she looked like Elf.
But-
so people saw the picture on the left, right? And she looked gorgeous. She looked beautiful. She doesn't look like Korean. So she was also got a call from some entertainment agency. And then, she also became this singer named Fox.
She became a singer too, because Mina became a singer too. But the problem with her, Elf녀,
I'm not going to tell it. I'm not going to say it.
because Mina, at least back then, photoshopping wasn't big, right? But Elf녀, with her, like photoshopping started, and then you could tell from like the other like picture, like she looked nothing like what you saw.
Very different. Very different.
It was different.
And then later on, every time we did the World Cup, then we had certain World Cup
Yeah, why is she wearing Argentina? Why is she going for viral?
Then I'll tell you. So Kim Ha-yeol, Song Si-yeon, Im Ji-young, and Oh Cho-hee. So the Oh Cho-hee on the very right, she is probably a third famous 응원녀. The reason being was because we were having match against Argentina, and you see the footprint on Argentina.
To step on it.
So that outfit resembles Argentina national flag, and by putting the footprint on that, she thought, she's supporting the Korean national team, which is a really bad idea because you disrespect to certain
and we
country.
lost pretty bad. By the way, one of the World Cup girls, I know.
You know personally?
Im Ji-young.
Oh.
She has a nickname I can't say on air because she becomes
you met
viral
her
later
in a
on.
club?
No. Because a manager Hyung that I know wanted her to make even more famous, and it just didn't work out. So all of these people, they wanted to be the next Mina.
So
But-
you can be next Mina.
I will wear whatever Mina is wearing. I will wear whatever Mina. I don't think this is where it's supposed to go. I think it's supposed to wear it.
He gave me the idea. 피디님, please put my eye.
If I want to be the next Mina, I don't think I have to wear it up there. I have to wear it somewhere else.
I know.
But
Please, can you kick me out of here, please?
But everyone tried to be the next Mina is what it
Right.
is, but it never happened. So that's what it is. So who's going to be the next Mina? We don't know. We'll see.
Not yet.
Key, we're for the next few,
Thank you.
at least a month. We're going to be talking about the World
World
Cup,
Cup.
obviously, and so we'll look forward to
Hopefully
watching
longer. That means our team's gonna last longer.
That's right. Hopefully so. Thank you very much for this.
Thank
Have a
you.
wonderful rest of your week. Happy
Thanks, you
birthday
too.
once again.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again next week. Sending him out of the studio, we talked about the original World Cup girl. She did become a singer later on. This is Mina with Pick Up the Phone, 전화 받아.